Hi, my name is Siana and I tell you the story of my dog Hugo. Hugo was a German Shepherd that was handed to me when he was 4 weeks old. He didn't have the socialization of his mother. We used to live in the UAE, in Dubai, and Hugo was a German Shepherd. Hugo was our guard dog. He lived with my little pack, which consisted of Chester, who was a Weimaraner, Twix, who was a pug, and my cat, Tabs. Hugo grew up with us, but like in Dubai, he was never socialized because there was not an opportunity to socialize. Back then, 10 years ago or 11 years ago, we did not have any dog trainers, so I did my best to try to incorporate it into our little pack. Hugo's job in Dubai was to protect the house. My husband relocated to Germany and we moved to Germany. Of course, I took all my pack with me. Hugo was 3 years old back then. Hugo and the pack had to stay 4 weeks in a hotel. And in the hotel, Hugo and the pack lost a lot of weight because they stayed 4 weeks and they probably thought that I abandoned him. As soon as I found a home, which was a house in Berlin with a big garden, I picked him up, obviously, with my cat. And Hugo changed. Hugo was extremely aggressive towards people and towards dogs. So I was desperate. I actually tried to contact different dog trainers, and unfortunately I did not have the luck to find any. I actually had a lady who was with the German Shepherd Verein or German Shepherd group, and we went a couple of times to train with them, but all the German Shepherds, they were trained to bite, and actually it sort of backfired on me. And Hugo was very protective of the house and the family, and especially of me, because I'm not a pack leader. I never had to be, and I didn't know that Hugo would change so much. You have to imagine, the way I imagined Hugo was that he is like changing from a MacBook to a Microsoft. So in other words, like Hugo, he had to change because all the things he in Germany that we didn't have in Berlin, in Dubai, was grass, so many dogs, so many new smells, so many new wild animals that we didn't have, and especially so many people walking nearby when I went for a walk. I had to walk Hugo at 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure that there was no dogs around. I always got up really early so our walk would be relaxed, because he was so stressed out every time we used to walk. Or I would walk him really late in the evenings. I could never let him off leash because of I was too scared that he would attack somebody. I couldn't even talk to people with other dogs without him being already on a position to protect me. I couldn't give somebody the hand because of Hugo. I have also a horse, and I saw this lady, my friend Ariane, and she knew my story, and she was actually the only one who took care of Hugo while I was on vacation, because we couldn't go on vacation. I could not put him in a kennel. He was, like I said, 3-4 years old back then. And so Ariane was brave enough to take care of him, and she was actually a pretty good pack leader, so she took care of all the dogs. She stayed at my house. She heard about Hatu. She's the one who recommended Hatu. I called Hatu, and he came to my house the first day. And I remember that Hugo ran in the front like always, and he was barking aggressively at the gate. Hatu did not flinch. He actually walked in and was a leader. So in other words, Hugo didn't do anything to him. And I was surprised because actually my other dogs are really nice, but Hugo is a dog that protects people, and especially men. He does not like men. He loved my son because it was his dog. when Hatu came in, we sat for about 2 hours and he asked me a lot of questions and things like that. So then after that, we went for a walk and I organized some neighbors' dogs to be around. And actually, Hugo almost bit a dog. And thank God he did, because then Hatu saw the real colors of Hugo. Hatu immediately took Hugo with him for a 2-week to his house. He had a pack of 5 other dogs. He actually just took him and put him in a truck with the other dogs. And I was actually shocked, but Hugo was as shocked as I was. But he didn't attack other dogs. So Hugo went into the truck and spent 2 weeks with Hatu. Hatu went with him to Grunewald, and I could see videos that Hugo was happy. He was in a pack of dogs, playing with other dogs. It was like a miracle, because like I've never seen Hugo so happy and so full of life, and finally being able to run free, go into the water. I was just like, I couldn't believe it. After 2 weeks, the training still continued because I had to be trained. I am not a pack leader. Hatu gave me a lot of tips how to handle Hugo, how to let him, who goes out the door first, because it used to be Hugo running in the front of the door when somebody used to ring the bell, because it was his territory. So Hatu not only showed Hugo how to become a happy dog, but he also taught me how to become a happy human, a happy person, to be able to walk my dog, not at 4 o'clock in the morning, but anytime I wanted, because that was my wish when I moved to from the UAE to Berlin, to finally let the dogs run and walk and be free and play with other dogs. Hugo changed completely. I still had to work because I was still very scared. But we walked, Hatu taught me, I went to his seminars, and he showed me videos how Hugo behaved with other dogs when I wasn't there. And it was really nice because I was really happy for Hugo. Hugo became such a good dog. At the end, I could walk him without being afraid that he might bite somebody who was jogging next to me or another dog. I still didn't leave him off the leash because I'm not a pack leader, and I still was a little bit afraid at the beginning, but towards the end, I was not afraid anymore. I had confidence. I even Hugo went once a week for at least 4 years to Hatu, and once a week or sometimes twice a week or sometimes over the weekend. I could go on vacation without having to worry about him because I knew he was in good hands. Hugo loved going to Hatu. Hugo unfortunately died at the age of 11, and now of course it broke my heart, it broke the pack's heart, but I know that at the end when he came to Germany he was a really happy dog. Thank you, Hatu, for making our last 5 years so beautiful, and that I could actually let Hugo off the leash. This is for Hugo, in honor of Hugo, because he just passed last year and I really love him and I miss him. Thank you, Hatu, for the wonderful last years Hugo had with you. Gracias.